the radio, been watching since a baby, so I'm representing Casey Mo. Casey Mo, roll. I'm representing Casey.
Hi, it's Kansas Sports TV here, back with another video, and today I'll be previewing the Kansas State versus Wake Forest game. There's a lot of lines in this game for KU fans. Obviously, KU, K-State don't necessarily get along that well, but also coaching Wake Forest, head coach, former assistant coach, and former KU player and legend, Danny Manning, has led him to the first tournament appearance in a couple of years after the program took a slight dip. He's gone back in the tournament, and two of the last teams that make the tournament from at-large bids. K-State, according to the tourney committee, the last team to make it in at an at-large bid, will be facing off on Tuesday in the first 4 game. They get the right to play Cincinnati in the round of 64. And this game will happen at 7:10 p.m. and it's going to be an interesting one as K-State looks to try to show that Big 12 teams can compete in the tourney, as Big 12 teams have been struggling lately. Wake Forest looks to make a name for the program again and looks to develop and become a more consistent program than they have been in the past. So, K-State going into this game beat Baylor and lost to West Virginia by 1 point to a lot higher rated seeds than them. And Wake Forest has been okay. They beat some decent teams, and the last really good team to beat though was Louisville and they're a 2 seed, so that's a pretty good win. But that's the only win they have against the top 25 that I can see. And K-State has a couple wins against Baylor, and to be honest with you, could have easily beat KU at Allen Fieldhouse, but they didn't. Referee might have, helped a little bit, might have, never know. And then they lost to West Virginia by 1 in their last game in the conference tournament, and they had a lot of close games. Now, one game that did stand out in their last few games, though, was an 81-51 loss to Oklahoma, which is really scary, because if they play like that, they're going to get blown out by Wake Forest, and probably a much better team than Oklahoma, and much more experienced than all the freshmen of Oklahoma, who will look to be doing better in future years to come and making the tournament. But it was really disappointing game for them, and we'll see if they can improve from that and play better than they did in that game, and play more like what they have been when they played Baylor. And the key players in this game will probably be the leading scorer for K-State and leading rebound. He'll be looking from the forward as a senior to really influence the game and really try to get K-State to play Cincinnati. Wake Forest, James Collins is their leading scorer, their leading assister. Leading rebound, they're not the leading assister. And he'll be really looking to influence the game. And it's no surprise to see a forward as the leading scorer under a Danny Manning offense. A big guy, big man, known as himself, really known for him being able to coach big men up at KU, and now doing the same thing at Wake Forest and leading and playing the post a lot is not really surprising. So it'll be interesting to see how those two forwards, the two leading scorers in both teams, match up against each other, as they could potentially be guarding each other depending on how the game goes on Tuesday night. Now, another interesting thing is that if they play Cincinnati, and Cincinnati in the American Conference has had some interesting games. They beat a couple of teams in the tournament. The Rhode Island, I think it's the Rams, I can't remember to be honest though, who made the tournament by winning a conference tournament, were ranked at the time to beat them in 21st. And then they also beat SMU. I think they beat SMU once, which is the other ranked team they beat. I'm not sure if they beat anybody else though. But Wake Forest, I think would match up interesting with Cincinnati. I think K-State could really go on to beat Cincinnati though, because I just think K-State on their night, as you can see, can beat Baylor, beat teams, mid teams like Cincinnati. They can beat the average teams easily. But and Cincinnati hasn't fared that well in the tournament the last couple of years, so I think Hoover win this game could definitely be upset alert to beat Cincinnati, because I don't think Cincinnati is. I don't know if they're overrated, but I don't think they've been that good in the tournament in the past. And from the American Conference, they don't often get tested a lot. And Kansas State and Wake Forest both play in their conferences, tough games, game in and game out in their conference schedule, and they both had a couple games in their non-conference schedule that tested them. So it'll be interesting to see how Leslie's a better team with a lot better record, but with less talent, with less tough games they played the course of the season, will go up against either one of these teams. Whoever wins, I would pick K-State personally, but I think it's close, and most the predictions seem to be like it's going to be a 50-50 game. I think K-State will nudge it. I think K-State will actually go on to beat Cincinnati, because I just don't think Cincinnati are quite as good as everybody thinks. I think they're good as everybody thinks, but I don't think they're battle tested enough to be able to really compete on a stage. Both Kansas State or Wake Forest, who have been tested. I think this could be an upset alert. Well, thanks for watching the preview. You could check out Wichita State and Kansas previews on this channel, and also Sporting Kansas City content, and in the future Kansas City Chiefs and Royals content. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.
On the radio, been watching since a baby, so I'm representing Casey Mo. Casey Mo.